Live from Kenston High School, home of the Bombers. This is OHSAA Round 2 playoff baseball on your home for all Holy Name Sports, Holy Name Athletics YouTube. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this broadcast between the number 9 seed Kenston Bombers of Chardon Falls versus the number 25 seed Holy Name Green Wave of Parma Heights, Ohio. This is going to be a good game tonight. That one finding the strike zone low on Nemeth to start off the day. 0-1 count to begin the at-bat on Nemeth. For the Bombers, they are throwing senior Nico Georgiou on the mound. That one a little bit too low for Georgiou, even if the count of 1-1 on Nick Nemeth, who's leading off here and playing center field for the Green Wave. The windup, the delivery. That one, ground ball left side, and that's going to be corralled by a shortstop. The throw is in time on a couple bobbles there. Kerha, a nice throw across the diamond to retire Nemeth for out number 1. An excellent throw there from the shortstop and a nice play over at first base for McKenna to corral it on the double hop. One away now as the leadoff man is retired, and now up steps Jaden Hurd here for the Green Waves, committed to play for Tri-C yesterday afternoon. He looks to now get Holy Name going here offensively, one away. Georgiou sets the pitch. That one fouled behind to the backstop from Hurd to begin his at-bat, 0-1. Kenston ending off the regular season at 14-10 with a win Monday afternoon against the Menor Cardinals, who had an off year for their standards, but nonetheless an impressive win, and other impressive wins against the likes of University School and splitting their season series with Chardon. The windup, the pitch. That one fouled behind once again by Jaden Hurd, which will make that now an 0-2 count to begin his at-bat. Hurd is finding contact here. Now he looks to straighten it out. 0-2 count. Georgiou sets the windup, the pitch. That one skips behind to the backstop with an off-speed curve, missing the catcher entirely. First ball of the at-bat, 1-2 count now on Jaden Hurd. Georgiou back set on the mound, wind up. Now the 1-2. That one runs in on Jaden Hurd to even up the count at 2-2. The off-speed outside didn't work for Georgiou, and neither did the pitch running in on Hurd, which evens up the count now 2-2 here with one away in the top of the first. Georgiou shakes off a few, now deals. That one a little low for the ump's liking, which will make it now a full count, 3-2. Nice battling here from Hurd not to swing at a tempting pitch near the top of the strike zone. Georgiou sets the payoff. That one runs inside, 4 straight balls to Jaden Hurd, walks him to have one aboard here with one away, and now up steps the shortstop Jack Topolsky for his first cuts this afternoon's ball game with fellow senior Jaden Hurd over at first base now. One on with one away. Topolsky now steps into the box. Georgiou checks the runner at first, comes set now. The windup, the pitch. That one fouled behind and out of play by Topolsky. 0-1 count to begin the at-bat. A lot of foul contact over towards the right side thus far in this game. At least 3, maybe more so far in these first 3 at-bats have been fouled off towards the right side. Georgiou sets. Here comes the pitch. Curveball finding the strike zone. A nice off-speed pitch there for Georgiou. Now quickly down, 0-2 in the count is Jack Topolsky. Coaches for Kenston are shifting Monday, the center fielder, over towards the right side of the outfield more, having play in right center. 0-2 the pitch. That one well too high on Topolsky over his head. 1-2 count now on the Eastern Michigan bound Topolsky. 1-2 count, one away, one runner on. The windup, the delivery. That one, curveball, chopped to the left side. It could be a tough play to make. The throw across the diamond from Flynn is in time. A nice pick over first base from McKenna for out number 2. 2 outs, both of them from nice scoops over at first base from Drew McKenna. But that will still move the runner up to scoring position now at second base. Now Adam Humanick steps up for his first cuts of this afternoon's ball game. Last game, he was called up 6-6 ball game in the top of the 7th, and he had a 2 RBI base hit. He looks to have the first RBI of the game by sending this ball into the outfield, which hopefully, in theory, would score Jaden Hurd. That one finds a strike zone on the right half, more nearer to the center. 0-1 count to begin the at-bat on Adam Humanick. Georgiou checks Hurd over at second, now deals. That one running up high on Humanek to even up the count, 1-1. Georgiou's like to have a couple pitches run on inside nearer to the batter, trying to get them to chase, similar to the chop that Topolsky had that resulted in the ground ball towards the third baseman, Flynn. Here comes the pitch. That one's sent to center field, and Monday gets under that one and is able to retire the side. Hurd walks, but no one able to cross home plate. Middle of one here at Kenston High School. Your score, all scored up at 0. You're watching OHSAA Round 2 baseball in your home for all Holy Name Sports, Holy Name Athletics YouTube. We'll be back on here after the break. We are back now here after some technical difficulties in the bottom of the first. Your score all squared away at 0. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. That one high from the pitch to Flynn. Now a 2-1 count in his first at-bat as he will take on senior pitcher and Cuyahoga Community College bound Jaden Hurd on the mound. 2-1 count on Flynn. The windup, the pitch. That one runs in. That's now a 3-1 count on the leadoff man, Flynn. Now a 3-1 count on Flynn. Hurd sets. Here comes the pitch. That one high. He has a leadoff walk to begin the bottom of the first. Carter Flynn draws the walk. Now 1 on here for the Bombers as now L.A. Mighton, the catcher, steps up for his first cuts of this afternoon's ball game. And now Mighton steps into the box here, 1 on. Hurd sets, checks the runner, gonna throw back right away. A tag from Ragone is not in time as diving head first back to first base. Flynn is back safe. Jaden Hurd comes set, the windup, the pitch. That one in the dirt and blocked below him. The back pick is not in time as Flynn is able to evade the tag from Ragone. Nice idea there for Holy Name. They're trying to keep the runner honest over at first base. That pitch will go down as a ball nonetheless. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on Mighton. Hurd comes set, the windup, the pitch. Bunt being shown, bunt gotten down, but it's going to roll foul towards the dugout of the Bombers.
Hey, it's quick pitching, let's get it in, let's go.
Now even up the count at 1-1 after the foul ball. Runner takes the lead over at first base, a shallow one. And the throw is not back in time as once again Flynn diving head first back, but Hurd is not giving him any room to move at all from first base. 1-1 count, the pitch. That one sent foul towards the left side. That one is cranked, but nonetheless still out of play nonetheless. Make it a 1-2 count now on Mighton.
Do a job here, LA.
1-2 count here on LA Mighton, as Hurd will be forced to step off here as time being called by Mighton in the box. Hurd takes a second, comes set. Throws back once again, the throw once again not in time. Flynn getting extremely dirty already over at first base, having to dive back a plethora of times. All of them safe, the 1-2. That one shot foul on a pitch inside. Mighton fights for another pitch, but that one running a little bit too far inside for anything to happen. That was similar to the swing that Topolsky had in the first that chopped over to the third base side. That one was more of a rollover. That one was more of clear contact from Mighton. Still a 1-2 count after the foul ball towards the left side. Hurd finally comes set on the mound. He's been ready to go. The 1-2. Curveball just missing the zone. A nice pitch from Hurd, but nonetheless a little bit too far inside, eating up the count now at 2-2. Hurd comes set quickly, throws back again. Throw not in time as Ragone almost lost it out of the glove. Kind of a snow cone effort. Hurd back on the mound extremely quickly. Here comes the 2-2. That one runs high. He has him full. 3-2 count now on Mighton. Mighton trying to draw a second walk and as many at-bats for the Bombers here in the first. Hurd sets. The payoff runner goes. That one pops up and out of play. It'll be a 3-2 count still during the next pitch. A lot of foul contact here on this at-bat from Mighton. All three of them trailing towards the left half of the field. Two of them staying within play and one of them going out. And in addition to the three that went out, there was a bunt that went foul as well. This one, the payoff. That one high. Hurd loses a second batter in a row and will walk Mighton to have 2 on here, none away for the first baseman, Drew McKenna, who had some nice plays with his glove in the top half of the inning. Now to step up for his first cuts of this afternoon's ball game with 2 runners on. Holy Name's going to need to find it out here. They're going to need to find it quick, as I would not put it past Kenston to do a double steer here and try to advance some runners doing something similar to that, or even showing bunt here. There's no outs, 2 runners on. I think you would sacrifice an out to have your runners at second and third. There goes the bunt. There goes the bunt. It's a ricochet, and now give me a double play. They botched the execution of it, and that resulted 2 outs after a loud bunt there from McKenna. Soars right into Ragone's glove. 2 away on that nice double play. Nothing that Mighton could have done to get back to the base in time. And now a 2-away. Lucas Kaltenbach, the designated hitter for the left fielder, steps up for his first cuts of the afternoon, hoping to try to move the runner across, who is still standing at second base after what goes down as an unfortunate play for the Bombers, but an excellent play for the Green Wave. That one finds a strike zone. Nothing in 1 count to begin the at-bat on Kaltenbach. Hurd's taking a couple batters to settle in now, seemingly finding his groove. He's going to throw back. He's actually going to fake the throw. He had the idea there, and the mantra of this game for Jaden Hurd is keep the runners honest and not having many steals. That one chopped right back to Hurd. You have to make a big play for it. Able to get under it, throw across to first, and is able to retire Kaltenbach and the side. The Bombers had 2 on with none away, but a bunt effort that went right in the Ragone's glove retired 2, and Hurd throws to Ragone at first to retire the third. End of 1 here at Kenston High School. We are all squared up at 0. You are watching OHSAA Round 2 playoff baseball on your home for all Holy Name sports, Holy Name Athletics YouTube. We'll be back on here after the break. 1 innings in the books here at Kenston High School. Your score all tied up at 0. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon at Kenston High School. 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up here for the Green Wave, starting with the catcher, Aiden Litherland, for his first cuts of this afternoon's ball game, looking to try to give Holy Name some offense here. Both teams have had a runner reach as far as second base, none of them reaching home. Still a 0-0 game as Litherland looks to get this inning going for the Green Wave in an attempt to get them an early lead. Georgiou sets the pitch. That one low and inside for ball 1 on Aiden Litherland. Aiden Litherland's defense has come a long way so far this season. Had games where a couple have gotten past him in earlier times, but now those seem to be a thing of the past as he has caught excellently for the Green Wave with many big throws this season, along with some big blocks behind the plate that in the St. Vincent St. Mary game kept that one really close. That one finds a strike zone for Georgiou, evening this one to a manageable count at 2-1 after 2 straight balls being thrown prior. Georgiou back to work. Ground ball left side. The shortstop is able to corral it. Kirka throws across to McKenna to retire Litherland for out number 1. Nice throw across the diamond there for the shortstop to retire Litherland for out number 1. And now Tyler Chardon, the second baseman, is due up here for his first cuts of the afternoon. He looks to send this ball into the outfield and try to get on base here. He has done that many times this year when he's needed to. He has plenty of power in that bat. Let's see what he can do here. That one runs inside on to begin his at-bat. 1-0 count on Chardon begin this at-bat. Georgiou sets quick. The windup, the 1-0. That one a swing and a miss on one upstairs to even up the count of 1-1 on Tyler Chardon. Georgiou back on the mound quickly. Here's the 1-1. That one finds the strike zone on the lower portion of it. Make it a 1-2 count now on Chardon. Both pitchers are kind of using the fast pitch method here, and it's worked well so far for both pitchers. Georgiou sets the pitch. That one, ground ball up the middle, but bobbled actually over at shortstop by Kirka. The throw is still in time. A nice play by Kirka over at short. That one looked like it was going to skip past him, but a nice play from him to have 2 up, 2 down for the Green Wave. And now this leads for Brendan Powers, the designated hitter, to step up for his first cuts of this afternoon's ball game. 2 down here, none on in the top of the second inning here for the Green Wave as Brendan Powers digs in for his first swings of the afternoon. That one sent to left field, and that one falls for a base hit. Some nice power being shown by Brendan Powers, giving that one a liner to left field to get Holy Name a runner on with 2 away. And now up steps the number 8 hitter, Joey Ragone, for the Green Wave. He has some power in his bat, made some plays over at first base, namely the bunt to him that retired 2 on a double play. He now looks to add to his resume in this afternoon's ball game and add a hit to it. Georgiou sets the windup, the pitch. That one runs in on Ragone. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat. Common theme of a lot of these at-bats is the first pitch ball being thrown inside by Georgiou. That seems to be the way he likes to pitch. 1 low inside and then 1 high. That one tails a little bit lower and can be fouled behind by Ragone to even up the count on him at 1-1. Ragone brought in near the end of the ball game. Last time out against St. Vincent St. Mary, he'd have 2 or 3 at-bats to set the pitch. That one a swing and a miss from Ragone. Once again, Georgiou goes back inside and low to get Ragone tied up there. 1-2 count now on the first baseman, Ragone. Powers going to take his lead over at first base. Georgiou sets. Here comes the 1-2. Powers goes. It's going to be a ball, and the throw is in time as Powers is retired on a nice throw from the catcher, Mighton, to retire the side. Middle of 2, Holy Name once again gets 1 on base, but is unable to cross him. Your score is 0-0. You're watching OHSAA Round 2 playoff baseball on your home for all Holy Name sports, Holy Name Athletics YouTube. We'll be back on here after the break. Bottom of the second here now at Kenston High School in this round 2 OHSAA playoff game between the number 9 seed Kenston Bombers of Chagrin Falls versus the number 25 seed Holy Name Green Wave of Parma Heights. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening. Holy Name had a base hit to left field from Brendan Powers, but he was thrown out trying to steal second on a 1-2 count to retire the side. Hurd gets back to work here in the second on the mound for the Green Wave with a ball inside to Pecoraro for an 1-0 count to begin the at-bat. The pitch. That one's going to skip past Litherland and get to the backstop now to make it a 2-0 count now on this at-bat on Pecoraro. Hurd sets the windup, the pitch. That one missing high. Now a 3-0 count to begin the at-bat on Pecoraro. Hurd trying to settle in here and try to regain a couple strikes here. 3-0 count, the pitch. That one high, a 4-pitch walk to begin the inning on Pecoraro. And the leadoff man is aboard for the Bombers. Should now lead up for Parker Monday, the center fielder, up for his first cut to this afternoon's ball game and try to move Pecoraro across the bases and try to get Kenston their first run of the afternoon, looking to get a big lead early on in this game as Holy Name looks to continue to play some solid defense. The windup, the pitch. That one finds a strike zone on a nice frame from Litherland. 0-1 count to begin the at-bat on Monday. Hurd sets. Windup, the delivery. That one sent into left center field. Trailing it is Nemeth. He is able to get it for out number 1, and that will force Pecoraro to have to retreat towards first base. Runner will not advance up, and that will be a nice play in center field from Nemeth to retire Monday. Should now lead up for Jimmy Carehall, the shortstop of the Bombers, step up for his first cut of the afternoon. So far with the glove, he has retired 3 namers, a couple bobbled balls that he's still able to recover and throw across. He has played well with the glove so far this afternoon. He looks to add to it at the dish. That throw not in time back to first base. Hurd still being aggressive, trying to keep the runner close and not letting him steal. The pitch. Curveball kind of missed high. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on Carehall. Hurd, quick pitches. That one finds a strike zone nicely, evening up the count of 1-1. And now Hurd's going to go back to what he's been doing for the majority of this game, and that's kind of run quick. That throwback is not going to be in time, however, as once again diving back is Pecoraro. Hurd, quick pitches. He comes set and is able to fire that one in for a strike. 1-2 count now on Carehall. Hurd sets the pitch. And Carehall swing and a miss on a beautiful pitch from Jaden Hurd for strikeout number 1 and out number 2 of the inning. He gets him to look through that curveball. That was a nasty pitch from Jaden Hurd for strikeout number 1 in the afternoon, which will now bring up the pitcher, Nico Georgiou. He's going to try to help his cause with the bats when he goes back to pitch. That curveball kind of missed a little high from Jaden Hurd to begin the at-bat on Georgiou. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat. Hurd sets, throws back. The throw is not in time. The diving effort is enough for Pecoraro to get back to first base. Hurd sets the pitch. Runner goes. Litherland, the throw. The throw is not in time. It's going to bounce past him, and that will keep Pecoraro at second base, as it looked like he could have tried to run. Litherland, the nice throw, just bobbling over the glove of Chardon on the throw attempt. Just took an accidental bounce that just skipped right over. Nothing that Litherland or Chardon really could have done differently about that one. Hurd sets, checks the runner, 2-0 count here with 2 away on Georgiou, the pitch. That one runs inside but finds a strike zone, now a 2-1 count. Nice pitch inside there from Jaden Hurd. Hurd comes set, checks the runner over at second base. The windup, the pitch. Curveball can be sent into left field. Regazzo is getting under that one and is able to catch the ball to retire Georgiou and the side. Once again, Kenston gets a runner to get to second base, but nothing coming of it. End of 2 here at Kenston High School. Still a deadlocked 0-0 score. You are watching OHSAA Round 2 playoff baseball on your home for all Holy Name sports, Holy Name Athletics YouTube. We'll be back on here after the break. We are back here in the top of the third inning. Your score 0-0. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you for this OHSAA Round 2 playoff game between the number 9 seed Kenston Bombers and the number 25 seed Holy Name Green Wave. The pitch from Georgiou. That one curves into the dirt. 1-0 count to begin Ragon's second at-bat of the afternoon. The first one interrupted by the stealing attempt from Brendan Powers. The pitch. That one grounded right to the right side of the batter's box of the other side. 2-0 count now to begin the at-bat on Joey Ragon. Georgiou sets. Here comes the 2-0. That one in the dirt. Ragon thought about but holds back. 3-0 count. 3 straight balls thrown by Nico Georgiou to begin the at-bat on Ragon. Georgiou sets the 3-0. That one runs up high. 4 straight balls thrown to Ragon to begin the inning, and he will gladly take a spot over at first base. For now, Caden Kaminsky to do his thing at the plate to try to move Ragon over a little bit. Georgiou checks Ragon over at first base. Comes set. The wind up the pitch. Kaminsky shows bunt. The bunt is down. It's perfectly placed. The throw has to be perfect, and it's going to skip past McKenna over at first base. Taking to third base is Ragon. Getting to second base on the air is Kaminsky. A perfectly placed bunt there for Caden Kaminsky to move himself and Ragon over in a scoring position. Holy Name looking dangerous now with none away and 2 in scoring position for Nick Nemeth to work with. Holy Name could not have had that go any better. They'd have taken Ragon over at third base or even at second base on that bunt, but they'll definitely take 2 in scoring position. Now Nemeth with a big opportunity for this young man, the freshman, looking to give Holy Name their first runs of this big game. Georgiou sets the windup, corners in the pitch. That one finds the inside corner on Nemeth. 0-1 count to begin the at-bat on the freshman. Georgiou sets quickly, the windup, the pitch. That one curves into the dirt and blocked by Mighton. A nice block from him to keep Ragon over at third base. Nonetheless, that one evens up the count at 1-1. The windup, the quick delivery. That one once again low. Georgiou, 2 straight balls. 2-1 count now on Nick Nemeth. Nemeth, his first time up back in the first inning, grounded out over to shortstop. The windup, the delivery now from Georgiou. That one chopped left and foul into the grass. Now even up the count at 2-2 on Nick Nemeth. Nick Nemeth has been one of the big stories of Holy Name baseball this year. Despite the record being 8-15, he's been one of the biggest bright spots. Now I believe starting in his 15th overall game this year on varsity. And over the last couple of years, seeing freshmen on varsity, a very rare thing to see. You've seen him for playoff games. That one finds inside 3-2, but rarely you'll see him get that much playing time. Well, he is definitely an outlier for the Green Wave. The payoff. That one hit to the right side. If it drops, that'll score 1, and it will for a base hit. Rounding third, heading home is Ragon. Going to second base is Nemeth. Ragon is safe at home. 1-0, 2-0. Nemeth going for it all at third base. The play is in time. They're going to say that Nemeth is out going to third, but still a double nonetheless to score 2 runs and only 1 away here in the third. Holy Name will take those 2 runs. Nonetheless, 1 away. Nemeth with a hustle play. That is huge for Holy Name's momentum, up 2-0 to begin this game. Holy Name wanted those runs, and who better but Nick Nemeth. He showed right there why he is a rare occurrence of a freshman getting meaningful time on varsity for Holy Name. And now that will force the hand of the Bombers. They're going to have a mound visit here with Georgiou to try to settle him down. The first 2 innings, he looked pretty good on the mound, and then this inning going out a little, I'm going to say, radical with it. A couple balls being thrown that he usually wouldn't throw. More of them being grounded, and kind of the quick play that he's been used to so far this game stopped working for him. Bases cleared, 1 away now for Jaden Hurd, second cuts. That one a swing and a miss on 1, decently high in the strike zone. 0-1 count to begin the at-bat on Hurd, who was last time up fought for a walk to get into first base and be the first base runner of the game for the Green Wave. The windup and now the pitch. Now on curveball, swinging out of his shoes is Hurd. He's quickly down 0-2. Seems like the mound visit has sailed down Georgiou as the curveball getting back to where it was and got Hurd a chase on 1 kind of high. Now an 0-2 count. Georgiou sets quick, the pitch. That curveball not getting Hurd to bite, and now it'll be a 1-2 count. Now just a little bit too low, hitting the dirt, I believe, before it skipped into the catcher's glove. Coming set is Georgiou. Here's the 1-2. That one, Hurd will foul behind to the fence. That'll keep him alive now. You'll see a 1-2 pitch here once again. Georgie looks to settle back in here. Hurd looks to keep the hit parade and the run fest going. The pitch. That one high to even up the count at 2-2. A nice patient approach there from Jaden Hurd paying off, which will even up the count at 2-2. Georgie sets the 2-2. That one is in the dirt and blocked by Mighton to make it a full 3-2 count. And there it is, what we've seen. The fast approach that Georgie was used to in the first 2 innings he pitched is starting to wear off. Holy Name is getting more used to it, and Georgie is getting off his own rhythm as he's grounded a couple of the balls on fast pitches. Now time will be called, as Hurd will call time here to make Georgie think about it before he throws the payoff.
Let's go, Forrest.
Hurd saw 3-2 his last at bat. He sees it again. Here comes his second payoff pitch of the afternoon. That one, ground ball chopped foul to the left side, just past the outstretching hand of Coach Carter, trying to make a play, going back to his glory days as when he was in the minor league system with the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, granted, he was at first base, but I guarantee you can make that play over at third base. Here comes the payoff pitch. That one, ground ball left side once again. Carehall, the throw is going to not be in time, and he is safe on the bounce. It was a close play, but McKenna, a nice stretch there. The bounce just not enough there to get it over, as Hurd will get a legged out infield single there. Nice hustle from Jaden Hurd, not giving up on the play and making sure he can get over to first base. And now a courtesy runner will happen here as Coach Carter calls time, and I believe he will motion for, from what I heard, Danny Stibley to go run the bases for Jaden Hurd. Now waiting to see the official motion. There comes Danny Stibley out to first base. He will run for the pitcher, Hurd. Stibley pinch ran, I believe, in the last game against St. Vincent St. Mary. He crossed home plate. He looks to do so here again with Jack Topolsky, the man tasked with moving him over a couple bases here with 1 away. Topolsky grounded out to third his first time up. He looks to get on the base hit column here. The pitch. That one, a perfect pitch down the middle. Foul tipped into the glove of Mighton. 0-1 count to begin the at-bat now on Jack Topolsky. Georgiou sets after taking a second to check the runner. The pitch. That one once again in a similar location and fouled away towards the right side, landing out of play near to the softball field to the right of the baseball diamond. Still a 0-2 count on Jack Topolsky. Stibley takes his lead over at first base. Georgiou sets. Here is the pitch. That one fouled away once again to the same location. Topolsky has fallen 2 straight in a row. He now looks to straighten it out here, down 0-2 in the count. Georgiou sets. Here comes the 0-2 delivery. Curveball, nice pitch there. He's going to miss a little high there on Topolsky. He lives to see another pitch. Now a 1-2 pitch incoming next. That was a nice curveball, just missing the top of the zone, but missing nonetheless. The throwback is not in time as Stibley dives back in there safe. Georgiou checks the 1-2. That one, a swing and a miss on one in the other batter's box to retire Topolsky for out number 2. The first strikeout of the afternoon recorded by Nico Georgiou. And now 2-way up steps Adam Humanick, who flew out to center field his first time up. Has 1 runner on here with 2-way to try to keep the offense going in the top of the third. Georgiou's back on the rubber. Comes set. A windup, the delivery. That one going to be called a strike in the zone. 0-1 count to begin the at-bat on Humanick as Mighton thought about back-picking Stibley over at first, but instead holds up on the throw. Georgiou sets. The windup, the pitch. That one sent right back to Georgiou. Going to skip past him. The second baseman right there to retire the side. Holy Name was able to cross 2 on an RBI double from Nick Nemeth as a laser shot to right field, middle of 3. Holy Name up 2-0 over the home Kenston Bombers. You are watching OHSAA Round 2 playoff baseball in your home for all Holy Name sports, Holy Name Athletics YouTube. We'll be back on here after the break. We are back here in the bottom of the third inning here at Kenston High School. Holy Name played a 2 in the top half of the third to make this a 2-0 lead for them. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you in this OHSAA Round 2 playoff matchup between Holy Name and Kenston. The pitch from Hurd finds the left side of the strike zone to start the count on Flynn, 0-1. Flynn walked his first time up to lead off the bottom of the first for the Bombers. The pitch. That one smoked towards the right side, and it's going to roll to Kaminsky for a base hit in right field, as Flynn will be on base for the second time today, and the leadoff man is aboard now to start the third. To now bring back up Ellie Mighton, the catcher. And now, as here comes the top of the lineup for the Bombers, they're going to try to get things going back here. Actually, no, this is going to be Carter Flynn. It seems like they're going to bat 10. This is now Carter Flynn's at bat. The pitch. That one sent into foul territory, and it's going to drill out of play. 0-1 count to begin the at-bat on Flynn. The Kenston fans still looking for a balk to be called. But both pitchers have done the fast pitch, and both of them, as you can see, do the same exact thing. 1 second. The pitch. That one finds a strike zone. 0-2 count to begin the at-bat on Flynn. And there it is. The rule is you have to pause for a second on the mound. Both pitchers, I believe, have done so for every pitch. I have not seen one pitch that has been thrown that should be called a balk yet. The key word is yet. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a curveball outside. Hurd gets strikeout number 2 of the afternoon for him to retire out number 1 and Flynn. And now here comes L.A. Mighton, the catcher, back up here for his second cuts. He walks his first time up. Now Hurd comes set, the windup, the pitch. That one missing high, 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on Ellie Mighton. One runner on here, 1 away in the bottom of the third. The throwback is not in time as the runner is back in standing. That one fouled off behind, the kind of 1-1. And now that appears to be Bryger Bischoff over at first base. For discretion, he was not on the lineup that I was given as a DH or anything. So he might be a last-second addition to the lineup. I'm not completely certain on that one, as this is actually the second time we've seen either someone bat out of order or have a random player show up in the middle of a game. We've also had players leave in the middle of a game. Might see that today, might not. Who knows? The pitch. That one, ground ball left side and fouled away. 1-2 count. I did fail to mention that in the SVSM broadcast. About the third inning, I believe it was, one of the Fighting Irish players, I believe that was subbed out, had to leave quickly after the game. I believe it happened in the Parma game as well, the 1-2. That one smoked left side, past Kimmick for a base hit there for L.A. Mighton. He is on for the second time today. And now 2 are on here with 1 away for the Bombers as first baseman Drew McKenna steps up for his second cuts. He bunted out in a double play his last time up, as that one that he bunted, it was a rocket shot to Ragone. He might not try to lay down a bunt again. If he does, his goal is to ground that ball as close to the catcher as he can and not potentially bunt into a double play once again. Hurd sets the pitch. That one just missing the strike zone on the drop. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on Drew McKenna. Hurd comes set, checks over at second. The windup, the delivery. That one runs in on McKenna. 2-0 count to begin his at-bat. Now a 2-0 count, 2 on here with 1 away. Kenston looking to reclaim the runs they lost in the top half of the inning. The throwback is not going to happen in a second as Hurd just takes a look over there. Thought about throwing back, but in the end ultimately decides not to. Hurd sets. The windup, the 2-0. That one in the dirt and blocked by Little. And a 3-0 count to begin the at-bat on Drew McKenna. Hurd looks to battle back here and try to reclaim this at-bat and have it manageable for him on the mound. Kenston looking to load the bases here for the number 4 hitter. Hurd sets. Here's the 3-0. That one a little low for ball 4. 4 straight balls thrown to McKenna as he walks them. And now the bases will load with 1 away. The play most likely coming to the plate as Lucas Kaltenbach, the designated hitter, steps up for his second cuts. He grounds it out to Hurd to end the first inning, his first time up in this game. Now he has a bbig opportunity to tie this game back up at minimum here for the Bombers, or at least get at least one run on the board. Hurd sets the windup, and now the pitch. That one runs inside, 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on Kallenbach. Hurd's going to come set now, awaiting Kallenbach's entry to the box. The windup, the pitch. That one swing and a miss on one low to even up the count 1-1. A nice challenging pitch inside there thrown by Jaden Hurd. Hurd enjoying himself out there on the mound, has a big smile on his face currently. The 1-1. That one fouled off of Litherland to make it a 1-2 count now on the designated hitter. Hurd looking for a big strikeout if he's able to get it. Here is the 1-2. That one runs inside on Kallenbach, evening up the count now at 2-2. Hurd looking to get out number 2. Coming set, bases loaded, the pitch. That one blocked by Litherland, definitely preventing a run, as I would not be surprised if the runner at third dashed for home. Now it's a full count, 3-2. A walk scores a run, a strikeout gets a loud out number 2 for Holy Name. Hurd on the mound, sets. Here comes the payoff pitch. That one sent to right center field, and that one drops for a base hit. That will score at least 1. And now there comes 2. And now they'll play the plate to tie the game. And now they'll lead the game actually with a triple there for the Bombers. Nice hit there for Kallenbach. A triple now restores not only the tie, but a lead for the first time this afternoon for the Bombers. Up 3-2 now over the green wave on a ball roped to right center field by the designated hitter, Lucas Kallenbach. 3-2, Kenston lead is now your score. That was a nice hit. Nothing either Nemeth or Kaminsky could have done in the outfield to corral that one before it dropped. Now the momentum seemingly shifted right back to the Bombers. Peccaro walks his first time up, steps back up again. First pitch to him is high. 1-0 count to begin his second at bat. Score now 3-2 in favor of the Bombers. Hurd sets the pitch. That one, a little dinker set into right center, and it will fall again. That will score a run. Kaminsky hesitates to throw and gets it back in, but now a 4-2 ball game as Peccaro is able to get an RBI single of his own. And the double Holy Name scoring this game. 4-2 is now your score. As now Parker Monday flew out to center. His first time up, steps up once again here for his second cuts. One on, one away, 4-2 lead, the pitch. That one finds a strike zone there. 0-1 count to begin the at-bat on Monday. Hurd sets the windup, the delivery. That one fouled away towards the right side in Holy Name's dugout. That one will go down as a strike. 0-2 count now on Monday as Coach Wood able to catch that one off of the netting.
Short to swing.
Coach Wood, 1 put out. Coach Carter, 0. The contest begins. The game was inside the game. The windup, the 0-2. That one, a curveball outside, fading into the other batter's box. Now a 1-2 count on Monday. Hurd comes set. The windup, the pitch. That one goes over his head. The runner goes. Litherland's going to eat it there. Now that the count is 2-2 as the parents and the dugout alike call for him to eat that one directly to the head.
Got a helmet on for.
And now time will be called as Coach Wood goes out to talk to his pitcher there. Now it's a 2-2 count with 1 away, the runner on second. We'll be back on tomorrow to bring you Holy Name versus Cloverleaf District Final Softball at 3 p.m. The game being moved up 2 hours per the request of the Colts. We'll be on the call for that game. To stay updated on all the games that we are covering, follow the Holy Name Broadcasting on Instagram and Twitter. To stay updated on all of Holy Name Sports, follow Holy Name Athletics on Instagram and Twitter. Subscribe here to Holy Name Athletics YouTube and put on push notifications to be notified when we go live. Our goal is to hit the 1,000 subscribers by the time of the Holy Name Paddlewell football game on August 18th. I believe we're at 983 going into this game, so if we can get that much closer to that goal, it'd be appreciated. So if you're not subscribed, go down below and do so. Mound visit done as Coach Wood will take his spot back in the dugout. Kenston's coaching staff able to talk to Monday and probably convince him next time to wear that pitch to the head to make sure they have an extra base runner. Nonetheless, 2-2 count, one away, the runner on at second base for the Bombers. Hurd looks to resettle in after giving up 4 runs this inning so far. The Bombers looking to add on to the rout in this inning. Hurd sets the 2-2. That one sent to left field, and it is going to drill foul. It might have had the distance to go. Actually, I say it dropped inside. I believe that one I'm going to clock in at about 300 to 305 feet. That one a little bit more in and a little bit more wind out towards left field. That ball was being taken out of here. Hurd comes set, 2-2 count, the windup, the delivery. That one almost hits him in the head again. Still not taking that one to the head, as it'll now be a 3-2 count on Monday. Hurd sets the payoff. That one in the dirt for ball 4. Hurd walks Monday. He'll take a spot at first base. 2 on now with 1 away. Now brings up Jimmy Caraha, the shortstop, for his second cut. Struck out looking his first time up, and was recorded as Hurd's first strikeout of this afternoon's ball game. He looks to move across the runners here with 1 in scoring position and 1 on at first base here for the Bombers with only 1 out. Hurd sets the windup, the pitch. That one, curveball high, running in on him again. 1-0 count, as a lot of Hurd's pitches now are starting to run in on him. And now urgent action in the bullpen as Don Marchetta starts to warm up for the Green Wave. That one finds a strike zone to even it up at 1-1 on Caraha. The pitch. That one fouled directly behind to mess with the camera there. Now a 1-2 count on, I believe that is Caraha. My phone is back, still intact. That one high, evening up the count now at 2-2. Hopefully we don't have many more of those foul tips. I don't believe my parents would be too happy if they had to buy me a new phone. I wouldn't be too happy if I had to buy myself a new phone, for that matter. Just to let you know, if the feed goes dead, just pray for my phone. The pitch. That one smoked. Topolsky gets out on a lucky hop, tosses for 1. The throw is not going to happen there. He retires 1 there on the fielder's choice. But now runners at the corners are 2 away. As now Georgiou steps up now for his second cuts. He flew out to left field his first time up. He is now, I believe, what will be the 9th hitter of the inning. Now he steps up here at a big opportunity to give him some more insurance runs. And also it appears that Josh Kell is standing in the outfield, who is going to warm up after Marchetta does so. Coming set is Hurd, the windup, the pitch. That one high, 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on Georgiou. Hurd comes set. And now Georgiou will call time here as he steps out of the box to take a second. Hurd, the quick pitch. That one hits him in the head. And that will load up the bases, as that is not a good pitch to take to the head. And now the Kenston fans are wanting her to get tossed.
Quiet down over there, Mama.
And now the fans are seem to be jabbing with each other now. This is a very fun, definitely going to be what you see in a high school game, parents arguing. You wonder why there are not many umps that call these games anymore. That's your answer. Now making sure he's okay. I mean, that is definitely should be the number one concern of all the fans of this stadium, not the fact that he is going to be thrown or not. And now Hurd goes over to him. It was definitely not intentional. That is not at all what his goal was. As Hurd shows some good sportsmanship over there. Georgiou appears to be okay after taking the scary hit. It's definitely scary for both ends of it. You saw it with the whole T. Higgins, Damar Hamlin situation. As T. Higgins, he was not in the right mindset. And even the next week after that, he was still not the same. And it affects both of them. But definitely, there's a reason why the OHSAA puts the things in place that they do. They do it not to be restricted. They do it to make sure that every player is kept as safe as possible. That is why you see in the MLB, they even have the extra little shin guard now for the batting helmets to make sure they're okay. It's only a matter of time before that comes into OHSAA, especially going into basketball season, talking about that now. Their rule changed with the 1-and-1s now being a thing of the past. I mean, that can be done, A, to make it more realistic to the actual game, or B, to avoid a potential injury, as the 1-and-1, the first shot, you're allowed to box out or do whatever. That just adds another situation where a player could get hurt unnecessarily when the rule in the higher leagues does not involve that. Definitely safety rules are a big part of it, and especially the game as dangerous as baseball. It is not only one of the most dangerous sports you can play, period. It's even a dangerous sport for the spectators, even. One of the most dangerous there. Even you see the netting that we have here. I'm sure you've seen it with the wind blowing, but a lot of MLB stadiums have it extending even further down. It's only a matter of time before that's a regulation as well. And now a pinch runner will come in here for Georgiou, I believe. They're saying it's a swap here. I don't know if they're swapping him out the pitch or it's just going to be a pinch runner here. I don't know exactly what they're trying to do. Speak of the devil, there's the netting that I talked about, the wind. And now here comes the Bombers back up to bat here. Hurd sets the windup, the pitch. That one outside for ball one. His last time up here in the game, started off this inning actually with a base hit. Hurd sets the pitch. That one low. Now 2-0 counts begin the at-bat here. Hurd sets the windup, the pitch. That one well outside. Now a 3-0 count. The bases are loaded, keep in mind. One more ball gives the Bombers another run. Hurd's going to take a second here. Here comes the payoff pitch. That one high. The payoff it was in some sense of a 3-0 count and goes to 4 as Hurd will walk home a run. And now Coach Wood taking time here. He might get called back as it might be a pitching change. Now here comes Coach Carter instead. That will most likely signal the end of Jaden Hurd's afternoon on the mound. And now I would assume we will see Dom Marchetta step into the game. And now it appears that Dom Marchetta will take the jog into the game. 5-2 is your score. You're watching OHSAA Round 2 baseball at your home for all Holy Name Sports, Holy Name Athletics YouTube. We'll be back here after Marchetta warms up and goes into the game. We are back here after the pitching change. It is not going to be Don Marchetta going in the game after all. It's going to be Tyler Chardon going onto the mound here, as I believe Ethan Regazzo shifts to second base. Jaden Hurd goes to left field. Don Marchetta nowhere to be seen now, as it looked like the pitching change was voided. That one missing high. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on, I believe that is Flynn, the top of the lineup. And the player at first base is Bridger Bushoff. He was cut off the little roster that we were given. The pitch. That one sent to left field. That's going to fall in front of Hurd for a base hit. And he's going to bobble, and that will score another one. Now getting to third base there, and now he's going to go past. Look, got to trace it. He's now heading home. Here's the play at the plate. And he's a bobble, and that will be another couple of runs scored. 3 runs scored there for the Bombers. This game, the floodgates are now opening. Now at minimum a 7-2 game. I believe it should be 8-2. I believe the scoreboard in center is wrong. I believe that is, yep, there it is now. An 8-2 lead now for the Bombers, as a triple for Flynn in his second at-bat of the inning comes in clutch for the Bombers here. With 2 away, runner now at third base. The floodgates have opened. The Bombers have played at 8 in this inning. Coming set now on the mound is Chardon. He'll now pitch to Mighton. That one high and inside. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on L.A. Mighton. Kenston, after giving up 2 runs all the way back in the top of this inning, have come up for 8 and now are looking for number 9. As it bobbles off Humanist's glove, the throw is not in time as Ragone has to come off the base to try and get it, and that will play another one on the error. Now a 9-2 Kenston lead. They're about to put up a kill shot on the green wave, and it's not even basketball. And now Drew McKenna, the first baseman, double play in his first at-bat and walked the second one. Comes up here for his third at-bat of the afternoon, his second one of the inning. As this will now, if I'm not mistaken, take us to the 11th or 12th batter of the inning. That one finds the strike zone. 0-1 count to begin the at-bat on McKenna. Chardon checks the runner over first base, sets the pitch. Curveball outside, evening up the count now, 1-1. Chardon checks the runners, comes set. Now the pitch, runner goes. Littleland's opportunity to throw. And it is not in time as the tag is not there. A little bit off kilter to the left side. With a stolen base now for L.A. Mighton, who reached on the area before. Nonetheless, now a 1-2 count on the batter, McKenna. Chardon trying to get out of the inning here for the green wave. Comes set. Here comes the delivery. That one, chopped ball to the right side. Ethan Regazzo throws it to Ragone to retire the side there. Holy name. Put up 2 in the top half of the inning, but give up 9. End of 3. The Bombers up 9-2 over the Green Wave. You're watching OHSAA Round 2 playoff baseball on your home for all the Holy Name Sports, Holy Name Athletics YouTube. We'll be back on here after the break. We are back here in the top of the 4th inning at Kenston High School. Holy Name down 9-2 to the Bombers. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. Holy Name was up 2-0 going into the bottom of the 3rd, but the floodgates opened as Kenston was able to put up 9 runs on Holy Name. The floodgates really open. And now And now something's happening over here. Now the parents, and now that becomes the focus of it. The heckling is now continuing. And now it appears that Kenston's coaches are going to have to go talk to the parents, the rowdiest crowd of the afternoon. And now they want an explanation of what's going on. No one knows what's going on. A parent appears to be sent packing. And now antagonization continues from Kenston. But a classy move being done by the coaches of Kenston to the disgrace of their fans. They're not happy about it. The coach is telling them to pipe down. Respect to the Kenston coach. The focus should be on the game, not on the parents. The pitch. That one, smoke left side, and that is a base hit for Litherland. He shuts up the mockery, and now goes turning for two. The play is going to be in time. He gets down, he is thrown out, and he is out. A nice relay over there in left field. A nice relay there to put him away. Bealey on the throw to retire Litherland for one away there after getting the base hit, and now Tyler Chardon will step up here for his second cuts. He grounded out to short his last time up. A lot of confusion here. This has definitely been the most parent involvement in a game and the most weird occurrences in a game that we've had all year. Georgie the pitch. That one popped up. It's out of play and past the netting as it hit the bleachers over by the football stadium. 0-1 count to begin the at-bat on Chardon. And obviously, as saying the name Georgiou, he appears to be okay. Definitely a big scare in the third inning, but definitely all parents here, that's one thing they can agree on. They're glad that that young man is okay. He has pitched an excellent game so far, and definitely it's good, especially for Kenston fans, to see him back in the game. Georgiou sets. It's a windup, and now the pitch. That one grounded into the dirt and blocked by the catcher, Mighton, evening up the count now at 1-1. Georgiou sets. Here comes the deal to his fellow pitcher. That one swinging and a miss on one low and inside. 1-2 count as the inside pitch has been a big story of Georgiou's game today, along with the curveball. He has used both very effectively, the 1-2. And there is that curveball, just missing a tad high on the pitch, even up the count 2-2 on Tyler Chardon. Georgiou sets the pitch. That one pops up into left shallow. Actually going to stay in the infield and trail in and be caught by Cherka at short to retire Chardon for out number 2, which will now bring back up Brendan Powers, who had a line base hit to left field his first time up to give Holy Name the first hit of the afternoon. He had his first hit with 2 away. He now looks to emulate his prior performance and do it again. Georgiou comes set. Comes the windup, and now the pitch. That one finds a strike zone. Nice pitch, finding the zone for Georgiou. A little bit low and to the right, still in the zone. 0-1 count to begin the at-bat on Powers. The quick pitch. That one lined to right field this time, and that one drops. Powers placing it around the outfield perfectly, and that one falls for a base hit to right field this time. Powers 2 for 2 on the day. He is hitting nicely, one to left, this one to Oppo. And now Joey Ragone steps back up. His first at-bat was interrupted by a steal by Powers when he was gunned out by Mighton on an excellent throw down to second base. He walked, and it would end up going as his first at-bat of the afternoon in the scorebook. He now looks to try to get back on base and get Holy Name some runs here, needing some down 7 in the 4th. Coming set is Georgiou. The pitch. That one in the dirt. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on Ragone. And it does need to be said, the run rule is 10 after 5. So if the Bombers are able to plate 3 in the next inning, Holy Name are down to their final ups. The pitch. That one swing and a miss. Maybe he got a piece of it, and that the ump will say he did. Evening up the count now 1-1 on Joey Ragone. Georgiou sets the windup, the pitch. That one foul tipped behind. Now 1-2 count on Joey Ragone as he chops that one. Now 1-2 count here on Joey Ragone. 2 away with Powers standing over at first base for the Green Wave. Danny Stibley now standing in the outfield for Holy Name as he might get his chance to warm up next. The pitch. Curveball, and that was a perfect pitch, just barely missing the zone. But Georgiou could not have placed that any better. Nonetheless, 2-2, 2 away. He is now the count. Georgiou sets. The windup, the pitch. That one, ground ball left side. Sherka fields, throws to second to retire the side. Home in, puts Powers on with 2 away, but unable to cross any. Middle of 4 here at Kenston High School. Holy Name down 9-2 to the Bombers. We'll be back on here after the break. You are watching OHSAA Round 2 playoff baseball on your home for all Holy Name sports, Holy Name Athletics YouTube. We'll be back on here after the break. We are back here in the bottom of the 4th inning at Kenston High School. Holy Name down 9-2 to the Kenston Bombers. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you for this OHSAA Round 2 playoff matchup. Holy Name down by 7 runs here as a new pitcher enters the game as Josh Kell, the junior, who was warming up before Marchetta was ultimately scratched from going into the game, now comes in to replace Chardon after pitching for an inning or so. He'll have to face Callum Ball, Perocaro, and Monday now as they are due up here 4, 5, and 6. Callum Ball, his last time up, had a triple that ended up giving Kenston Bombers a 3-2 lead that they have not looked back on since. The first pitch here from Kell. Curveball outside blocked by Litherland, 1-0 count to begin the at-bat. And that one a strike there. Even have to count 1-1 on Callum Ball. And now the explanation given for Don Marchetta is that he exceeded the pitch count. They believe the time he pitched, he might have exceeded the 50 pitches by like 1 or 2 that made him ineligible for this game as to why he was scratched. And basically because of the 2 days rest. If this game was, say, tomorrow or Friday, I believe he'd be able to go in and pitch. 2-1 count after the ball, the windup, and now the pitch. That one, a shot to left field, Hurd able to get under it and is able to retire Callum Ball for out number 1 here to begin the bottom of the 4th inning. And now Tommy Pecoraro, the second baseman, steps up here for his 3rd cuts of the afternoon. Walked his first out and had a base hit in his last at-bat. He looks to go 3 for 3 on getting on base and try to extend himself to 2 for 2 on the day at the plate. Kell sets the windup and the delivery. That one well outside to the right. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat here on Pecoraro. Reminder, winner of this game goes to the Twinsburg Complex to play the winner of, I believe, Canal Fulton versus Lake Catholic. The pitch. That one just a little low and outside. 2-0 count to begin the at-bat on Pecoraro. Kell slowing it down a little bit here compared to the prior 2 pitches for the Green Wave. 2-0. Just in case we are live, that one is going to be a safe play there as Pecoraro is able to get there in time, legging it out. I believe we are still live after the phone took a quick hit. We're going to check here. As we do see it, we are back here after the foul tip from Pecoraro rudely shut off our stream. Nothing against him, he's just doing his job. Our phone, unfortunately, the way it hit against the zip tie on the fence, hit the power button on my phone. And for those counting along at home, my phone is still somehow intact after it's been beaten up kind of today. And now here up steps Parker Monday after the throwing error that reached Pecoraro to first base. Cal pitches, that one a little high in the zone, 1-0 count to begin the at-bat here on Parker Monday. Monday flew out to center field and walk in his 2 at-bats thus far. Cal sets, now the delivery. That one finds a strike zone. No, they're going to say it weirdly hit outside the zone. The way he said it sounded like a strike, even though it looked inside. 2-0 is now the count. Cal sets. Here comes the 2-0. That one is going to run inside. Now they're actually going to rule that one priorly a strike. Now finally being called. Now a 2-1 count. It appears that the scorekeeper are having as much technical difficulties as we are today. The pitch. That one smoked right up the middle. A bounce off of Chardon for a base hit. He thinks about it, but Pecoraro is going to stay over at second base. But another error there for the Green Wave. Gets a second runner on here with 1 away. And now up steps Jimmy Caraha. 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout looking in the first. And in the big third inning had a fielder's choice where he reached base, but someone else was out. And he steps up with 2 on here, and he would be the run that would make it 10, where Holy Name would need to plate 1 in the next inning to keep their playoff hopes alive. That one fouled behind and can keep our phones somehow in place. That's a win for me, 0-1 count on Caraha. Here comes the pitch. That one fouled behind and over the netting, luckily. And is going to drop in play on the softball field. It would have been a base hit to left field on that field, but nonetheless going to go down as a strike here. 0-2 count here on Caraha. The pitch, curveball, beautifully missing, barely. It was a beautiful pitch there, somehow just missing the zone. That's an unfortunate one for Cal not to get. And now they're calling time here. They're trying to discuss something. They need a ball. Maybe he went to do something. It appears the time has been called here to try to find a stray baseball, which at a baseball field is kind of difficult to do at this time of day. And as we wait for a baseball to somehow come into play, or apparently Josh Koski is the one that he was using regardless, so on a necessary 15-second interval of time being called. That one now evens up the count, and now makes it full at 3-2 after a lot of confusion so far in this game. This game has had it all. It's had ejections, it's had time pauses, it's had everything that you could possibly want in a playoff baseball game. The pitch. That one high, and now it's 3-2. And now it's going to be a ball 4 as no one knows what's going on at this point in the game. Nonetheless, that will apparently load the bases for now for Georgiou now to potentially cut his day short if he can get a couple of runs in here for the Bombers. Once again, the winner of this game goes to play the winner of Canal Fulton and Mentor Lake Catholic at Twinsburg on Monday at 2:30 p.m. If Holy Name is able to make the 7-run comeback and plays in that game, we will be on the call for that. To stay up to date on all the games that we are covering, follow Holy Name Broadcasting on Instagram and Twitter. To stay up to date on all of Holy Name sports, follow Holy Name Athletics on Instagram and Twitter. That one finds a strike zone, 0-1 count to begin the at-bat on Georgiou. And finally, subscribe here to Holy Name Athletics YouTube and put on push notifications to be notified when we go live. Cal sets, now the pitch. That one smoked over the head of Humanek for a base hit. That is run number 10. Rounding third is run number 11. He is safe. And now run number 12 will stay at third base. That is a double for Georgiou, getting 2 RBIs in for him. And now we have an 11-2 ball game in favor of the Bombers. They need one more to potentially end this game early. And now the man tasked with getting at least 1 run in is the third baseman, Carter Flynn. In his 3 at-bats so far, a walk, a strikeout, and a triple. All he needs is a base hit here or a ball hit deeply to put Holy Name with their backs against the wall to potentially try to end their season. Kell sets the windup, the pitch. That curveball can have missed high. 1-0 count to begin the at bat now on Flynn. Kell getting back to work kind of quickly on the mound now. Comes set, the windup, the delivery. That one outside, Lewin slides to retrieve it. Now a 2-0 count to begin the at bat on the lefty Flynn. Flynn has hit real well today for the Bombers. He looks to try to put what could be the nail in the coffin in the green wave. The pitch. That one runs inside but finds a strike zone. Now a 2-1 count on the third baseman, Flynn. Kell going to take a second here on the mound. Comes set. The windup, the delivery. That one blocked by Lewin. A nice block from him. Now a 3-1 count. If that one will go down as a ball. Lewin holding up nicely behind the plate. A lot of balls in the dirt today that he's had to retrieve, but he has done well for the most part to retrieve them and make sure that no extra runs score. Without his blocking, this game might be 12 or 13-2 instead. A 3-1. That one sent to right field. Kaminsky trailing back. It might be out of here. And he catches it on the warning track. It will still score 1 as walking and jogging into home will be a Bomber. Now a 12-2 ball game as that one is a sacrifice fly for Carter Flynn to make it now a 10-run lead for them. And now up steps L.A. Mighton, the catcher, for his 4th cuts of this afternoon's ball game. Has a walk, a base hit, and reached on an error so far this afternoon as he will walk up here to try to cross the runner over at third base who tagged up on the fly out. 2-way now here in the bottom of the 4th for the catcher. Mighton as well had a nice day behind the dish, throwing out powers earlier on in the game. Curveball, that one finds a zone from Kell perfectly. A nice one dropping at the perfect time. 0-1 count to begin the at-bat here on L.A. Mighton. Kell comes set. The windup, the pitch. That one swing and a miss. Nice job paying in the corner for Josh Kell. He has Mighton down 0-2. Kell trying to get out of the jam. The pitch. Curveball, that one put in play. Kaminsky's got to charge it. The diving effort not there, and that will score 1. And that'll be an extra base hit. A nice diving effort, but unable to do anything. Now going for 3 will be Mighton. Mighton in safe there. Holy Name now down 13-2 after a nice triple from L.A. Mighton to right field. Kaminsky unable to get there on a nice diving effort. You can't fault the effort. You can't fault anything Holy Name has done today. So far, especially from the bottom of the 3rd forward, the Bombers have been the better team and are deserving of their 13-2 lead. Holy Name's defense, they've had no answers for the Bombers. Nothing they've done wrong. Just unfortunate placement of hits. Kell sets the pitch. Curveball, Littleton blocks that one. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat now on, I believe that is Drew McKenna. Kell's going to take a second here to regroup on the mound. Comes set. The windup, the pitch. That one smoked to the left side and foul. Almost took out a spectator. Now that you have the count of 1-1, that is not one where you yell, eat it in that case. The windup, the pitch there from Kell is going to be low. Now a 2-1 count. 2-1 count. Kell sets. The windup, the pitch. That one fouled away. It's playable. 3-yard chilling at Hurd closest to it, and he's able to retire the side. The Bombers plate 4 more. Holy Name have 3 outs left to salvage their season. Your score at the end of 4. Holy Name down 13-2 to the Kenston Bombers. You're watching OHSAA Round 2 playoff baseball on your home for all Holy Name sports. Holy Name Athletics YouTube. We'll be back on here after the break. We are back here at the top of the 5th at Kenston High School. Holy Name down 13-2 to the Bombers. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you for this OHSAA Round 2 playoff game. Kaminsky, Nemeth, and Hurd are due up here for the Green Wave. As Kaminsky on the first pitch gets it started, hitting it to right field, and it will be dropped on a bobble in right field there from the right fielder. Holy Name will take that start as Bushoff will drop that one as Kaminsky will reach on the catching area there and reach. Now Holy Name getting some signs of life as they need him along with Nemeth at minimum to score here to keep this game alive, as the run rule, I believe, stays at 10 here as Holy Name. They need to play 2 here to keep the game going into the bottom half of the 5th. Georgiou sets. Here comes the pitch. That one high and inside. 1-0 count to begin Nick Nemeth's third at bat. So far today, had a ground out and had the 2 RBI double that gave Holy Name their 2-0 lead all the way back in the top of the 3rd. Here comes the pitch from Georgiou. That one finds a strike zone. A nice pitch there from the senior pitcher, evening up the count now at 1-1. Georgiou has dialed in today, only allowing 2 runs. He has pitched stellarly. He looks to get revenge after Nemeth smoked him last time. That one caught by the first baseman, McKenna, for out number 1 to retire Nemeth. Getting back to first base in time is Kaminsky. And now it's time for Jaden Hurd's third at-bat of the afternoon. Reached out and walk his first time up and had a base hit his second time up. And despite the score, that just shows the heart of Holy Name. Jaden Hurd still going out the bat with a smile on his face. And a lot of the games that we've seen him pitch, I believe in every game that we've seen him pitch, he has gone out there with a smile, win or lose. He is having fun, and he will continue to do so for Tri-C next year. That one finds a strike zone. 0-1 counts beginning the at-bat on Jaden Hurd. But Jaden Hurd, especially in the later stretch of this year, his bat has really come alive, and Holy Name could use it here once again. The pitch. That one is sent to left field and over the head of the left fielder. That one over Bealey's head. Rounding second, heading for third is Kaminsky, and he is going to be sent by Carter. The plate is non-existent. Kaminsky is in there. Holy Name now back within 10. A nice hit there from Jaden Hurd. Speak of the devil of his great hitting abilities. He gets a double there, and he is that much closer from extending his senior season. A great hit. That one was smoked over the left field. Had nothing that Bealey could have done over there all the way in left. And now it falls on Jack Topolsky to help keep his season alive as well, with 1 away, needing to have Hurd cross home safely here in this game to give Holy Name some life going into the bottom half of the 5th. Georgiou sets. Checks Hurd over at second. Now the pitch. Curveball finds his zone perfectly for Georgiou. His curveball has been perfect all day. There it is once again. 0-1 count to begin Topolsky's third at bat. Curveball again finding the zone for Georgiou. He is quickly down 0-2. Topolsky over 2 on the day with a ground out to third and a strikeout in his last at bat. The 0-2. That one fouled away and onto the softball field. He'll see the 0-2 pitch once again. Similar to his prior at-bats, foul tips is what Topolsky has done well. His first one was kind of an inside pitch that he was able to take. Now a swing and a miss. The curveball gets him there for strikeout number, I believe that will be 2 on the day for Georgiou. And Holy Name is down to their final out of their season. And now it falls on Adam Humanick's shoulder to keep the game going. Fielder's choice his last time up and a fly out to center field in his prior at-bat. Holy Name, they need 1 more run to extend the game. Bombers need 1 more out to advance. That one, ground ball left side. They get hit off of Hurd to end the game, I'm believing. That's an unfortunate way to end things. I believe that will do it here, as both sides will now come onto the field. That will do it here from Kenston High School. Your final score, Holy Name drops this round 2 OHSAA playoff game 13-3 to the Kenston Bombers. But Holy Name, big congratulations to their seniors for completing their senior season. Their time at Holy Name might not have started out as smoothly as they hoped with the COVID year, but these young gentlemen have fought hard. In order of where they are lined up now, Jaden Hurd, Jack Topolsky, Brendan Powers, Tyler Chardon, Ethan Ragazzo, and Caden Kaminsky. Thank you to those young gentlemen for their dedication to the Holy Name program of baseball over the last couple of years. Holy Name, they might have ended their season at 8-16, but that is no indication of the future to come. There's a lot of talent on this team. Look at a lot of the freshmen here. They have 3 that usually are called as the varsity. You have young Preisel trying to emulate his brother. You have Harrison Frank, who pitched a great game against Brecksville. You have Nick Nemeth, who started a majority of games for Holy Name. You have some sophomores going into their junior year next year. Litherland, Marchetta, Alexic, Tori Zidlow, Stibley. You have a lot of talent still on this roster. You still even have Hunick and Ragone next year. Holy name, they might have had an off year this year, but they'll be back next year. With that, we'll do it here from Kenston High School. I've been Nathan Smee. Thank you for tuning in to watch Holy Name Baseball this season. Have a good night, everyone. We'll be back tomorrow to bring you Holy Name versus Cloverleaf softball to stay updated in all the games that we are covering. Follow Holy Name Broadcasting on Instagram and Twitter. To stay updated in all of Holy Name sports, follow Holy Name Athletics on Instagram and Twitter. And finally, subscribe here for Holy Name Athletics YouTube. Put on push notifications to be notified when we go live. That will do it for the 2023 high school baseball season for Holy Name. Have a good night, everyone. I've been Nathan Smee. Thank you for spending your Wednesday evening with us. Good night, everyone. Go Namers.